Okay, so in the previous class we were studying about the counter current mechanism. I said how the urine concentration is maintained, how water and minerals are reabsorbed, what is the role of Henle's loop. We have studied those organisms which are living in the water scarce region, or where the water is moderately available, that is they have water is something more important to them. For them the nephrons are of JG nephron, juxtaglobular nephron. JG nephrons or those nephrons in which the Henle's loop and goes deep into the medullary region. Okay, or rather we can simply say that the Henle's loop are long enough. Whereas those organisms which do not have water, a big problem. For them, the nephrons are only cortical nephrons. That is, the Henle's loop do not take a very deep dip in the medullary region. Okay, let us concentrate on this diagram, figure 19.5, reabsorption and secretion of major substances in the different part of the nephron. Arrows indicate the direction. Let us see what happens. As I said, when the afferent arteriole comes in, brings the blood into the glomerulus, consider we are studying only one single nephron and there are 12 lakh such nephron in each kidney. We are studying 1 upon 12 lakh part of a kidney. Okay? So it is a very small fragment and its contribution may be in few drops. Okay? So let us see. The afferent arteriole bringing the blood into the glomerulus. This is the afferent arteriole, it brought the blood here in the glomerulus. You can see my pointer in the glomerular region. So in the glomerular, the afferent arteriole is bringing the blood. Lot of things can filter out from here. A lot of things are filtered out from here because the blood is coming with a high pressure, about 80 to 120 millimeter of mercury level, which we already studied in the previous chapter 18 rather. Okay, so we know that the blood is flowing with a great force, and the thin walls of the capillaries, which are made up of only one single layer thin, they cannot withhold the pressure. A lot of the things which can easily pass through the thin membranes can easily diffuse out, which include water, minerals, nutrients. Nutrients include glucose, amino acid, fatty acids, vitamins, even some minerals and all. Okay, and these substances, what cannot be filtered is more important are the RBC and the proteins. Rest everything can be filtered out. Okay, so they will be filtered out and they will be collected in the Bowman's cup. And the inner lining of the Bowman's cup, that is the epithelium itself, is made up of one single layer which is having podocyte cells which is having space between them. So all these substances will filter and they will come into the neck and PCT region. So this is neck to PCT. I can show it in the blue here. So neck and PCT region is here. As the filtrate passes in the neck and PCT, where ciliary epithelium is there, inner epithelium, so which will just simply push the fluid. Here comes the absorption. First passive absorption and then active absorption. देखिए कैसे हो रहे हैं? That is those substances which are more in the filtrate but less in the surrounding interstitial cells or in the blood of the blood capillaries of efferent arteriole which is surrounding it. So the things will move from their region of higher concentration to lower concentration by a simple physical process called diffusion. And what things are come out, they see here, you can see that the bicarbonate ion comes out, sodium and chloride ion which will collectively form sodium chloride, water will come out, nutrients which include amino acid, fatty acid, glycerol and glucose, even the minerals and all, since the minerals are already written separately, so I am not talking, and even vitamin. So these things. Then potassium ion is also coming out but at a lesser quantity, and hydrogen ion and ammonia are thrown into the filtrate. They are moving into the filtrate. Other substances are coming out of the filtrate, whereas the ammonia and hydrogen ion are moved into the filtrate. Okay, so this was a reabsorption. We have already discussed in the previous class, that is the reabsorption is done first passively and then actively. In the passive absorption, there is no expenditure of energy required, and then which is simply based on diffusion, whereas the second one is active absorption, in which the ATP is required to be spent. Okay, that much is done. Now the filtrate is moving into the descending arm of the Henle's loop. Here you can see this is the descending arm of the Henle's loop, and then after going to the maximum depth, then it again turns back and ascends above. So in one of the arm the fluid will be going downwards, and other arm the fluid will be coming upward. This is called counter current. This is called counter current. So there is counter current of the two arms of the filtrate in the two arms. In one of the arm it is going downward, and in other arm it is coming upward. Here the filtrate is moving downward here, and then here it moves upward. So the two directions are opposite to one another, which is called counter current. This counter current is very important. The whole concentration of urine is actually maintained by this. Now how? See, these walls are permeable for minerals but not for water. Permeable for minerals but not for water. And these walls are permeable for only water. So now what happens? From here the sodium, potassium and calcium and chloride ions are moved out. Sodium ion, chloride ion, potassium ions are even come out, okay? And other positive ions can also come out, but mainly it is sodium and chloride. So I'll write sodium chloride, sodium chloride, sodium chloride. And the same is here also. And it will finally open into collecting ducts. So NaCl here, NaCl here, NaCl here, NaCl here, and some amount of urea is also there. Okay? When the filtrate is coming downward here, the filtrate is very dilute, that is hypertonic. Filtrate is hypertonic, which is having more water, less salts comparatively. So what will happen? It will start losing water from a region of higher concentration to lower concentration. H2O. H2O. The water will go on coming out of the descending arm. So by this time the filtrate becomes most concentrated, hypertonic. As the filtrate moves from top to bottom, it goes on continuously losing water in the two places, into the interstitium which is given here, and even under the vasa recta. Vasa recta is also flowing in the opposite direction. So here it is moving downward, and then it will start moving upward here. So the two counter current are there, which I already explained in the previous class, that there are two types of counter current. One is the counter current of filtrate and the other counter current of the blood in the vasa recta. So as the filtrate moves down, since the outer environment is more concentrated, containing more water, so it will progressively lose water. And as it comes onto the ascending arm, it will progressively lose salts. So by the time it will come here, the concentration in both the arms will be more or less same. Because how much water it has lost, that much of salt also it has lost. Let us see the other diagram. Next diagram you see, so you will come to know what is happening here. This diagram beautifully explaining the things. The concentration of filtrate is measured in milliosmol. So you can see here, when the filtrate come out, it had lot of water and salt. Since the water was more, its concentration was 300 milliosmol. Absorption took place. Now as it is going in the descending arm, it is progressively concentrating. So 300 to it become 400, 400 to 600, 600 to 800, 1000 and 1200. Means the concentration of water is decreased, concentration of salt progressively increased. Salt is not added, but from the salt water, the water is removed. It is something nowadays in the corona time, many of your house maybe that kada is made. Okay? So, or if you see that the sweets are now, next is the sweets making time will begin because of the festivity. So you will see that your mother is making chashni, putting water and then sugar, and then she is warming. So water is coming out and the sugar is there. The sugar syrup will progressively become concentrated. So the concentration of sugar is increased not because we are adding sugar. Concentration of sugar is increased because the water is removed from it. The same is here. From the filtrate which had the 300 milliosmol, which had enough of water plus salt. Now here the water is removed, so the concentration is going on increasing from 300 to 1200, 4 times higher. The concentration of salts have become 4 times higher. 300 to 1200. So 300 400% कितना हो गया? देखिए 300 से 400 1200 कैसे बढ़ रहा है? देखिए it going on losing water. Why it is losing water? Because the interstitium is as having sodium chloride plus the vasa recti, which is first going this side and collecting more and more salt, and when it comes here, the blood is more concentrated than the filtrate, so the water will start moving out from the descending arm into the blood. Now, the same filtrate started rising into the ascending arm, and the minerals are progressively removed. So, as it loses minerals, the concentration of minerals goes on decreasing, and again the concentration of filtrate becomes somewhat similar to that of the initial concentration. 300 milliosmol was here, and around 300 to 400, 300 to 200 milliosmol here. So the concentration, the game of concentrating of urine is mainly done by the Henle's law. Why it is now necessary? Because there are most of the terrestrial animals which are not getting enough of water all the time. We are not meant for all the time drinking water. Suppose this mechanism was not there, whatever filtrate was formed is allowed to go out of the body. We had to drink how much water? How much water? Or rather, we all the time has to carry water bottle and keep on drinking water, which is not the truth. Our body is maintaining, it is reabsorbing most of the water from the minerals, water and minerals from the filtrate. In the descending arm, it is absorbing water. In an ascending arm, it is absorbing important minerals. Okay. Now, the whole filtrate is gone into the where? In the collecting duct. And again, it start losing water because interstitium here again is having sodium chloride plus urea. भी यूरिया को तो रोक ही नहीं सकते ना, ठीक है? That is passive absorption we cannot prevent. Active absorption can be done. So even urea is there. See, you can see here when so much of salt was written, यहाँ पे urea भी लिखा है. So urea is also coming out. And since the urea is there in the interstitium, the sodium chloride is there in the interstitium, and the other minerals are there. So water will again come out. And by the time water goes into the pyloric region or in the medulla region of the kidney, then the what the concentration is somewhere equal to 1200 milliosmol. So the color differences are showing here that where water is more and where minerals are more. Okay? So this is a beautiful arrangement which is found in the body. Okay? The lines are given here. This region is having 300 milliosmol region, this is 600 milliosmol, this is 900 milliosmol, and by the time the filtrate comes here, it becomes 1200 milliosmol. So by the time urine goes into the urinary bladder, it is as concentrated as 1200 milliosmol. So this is the way water is maintained. Okay? And we know that the kidney has to remove only certain amount of water, but basically its function is to remove urea, uric acid, that is the nitrogen salt, इसके अलावा creatinine, इसके अलावा the bile salts and bile pigments and some other minerals which are not required by a body or which are in excess than the required amount. So these things has to be removed, not the glucose or amino acid or fatty acid or sodium or potassium or all the water which is there in the filtrate. So most of the things are reabsorbed. Now go back to the old diagram. As the filtrate now goes into the descending arm, distal convoluted tubule. Here you can see distal convoluted tubule written, distal convoluted tubule. Distal convoluted tubule is necessary, or its major role is reabsorption of sodium chloride and water and some amount of bicarbonate ions and removal of potassium ion and hydrogen ion. Okay. Now how much water it will absorb from this region is depending on the effect of another hormone called ADH, anti-diuretic hormone, or vasopressin it is commonly known as, which is secreted from pituitary. Okay. And when the vasopressin is secreted in the pituitary, by the pituitary into the blood, and that same blood comes here in the DCT, it provokes to reabsorb more and more water by active absorption. Okay, so this is how the body will come to know that how much water is to be retained. There are times when you are not getting enough water. There are times when the teachers are not allowing you to go out to drink water. There are times when the religious constraints are there, like the ladies, the Nirjala Upwas they are doing, or the Muslim people they are having or their Ramjan period and they are not supposed to drink water whole day. Those people when they are not drinking water, how they are maintaining water concentration in the body? So this is the place, the DCT, where the outgoing water, that is the extra water which was going out in the filtrate and going out in the urine, that is retained, that is absorbed. Now who will tell? Who will tell? Now body has a very beautiful mechanism. Our body has got a laboratory here, Chalti Firte Bell laboratory. Online laboratory, what I can prefer to say. Nowadays everything is online. Online means it is continuous, it doesn't take rest. So what it is doing, that the entire blood which is there has to pass to the brain also. So when the blood is going to the hypothalamus is guessing that is how much water is there. How? See, simple, it's not a very big physics. See, the total concentration of blood in our body is somewhere about 5 to 5.5 liter. Either 5 liter or 5.5 liter, इसी के बीच में vary करता है. If it goes below 5 liter, see, I make a tube, suppose this much of tube is there. ज़्यादा बड़ा नहीं तो आप समझेंगे. ठीक है? Now this much of tube is there and I fill water. I say कि यहाँ से यहाँ तक 5.5 लीटर water आता है. And suppose the water जो है 200 ml water कम हो गया. So instead of 5,500 milliliter, now it is 5,200 milliliter water. So what will happen? The level will come down, obviously. level will come down. Similarly, our blood vessels which is holding 5500 milliliter water, say for example, water and blood, that blood which is mainly having water only and other dissolved substances, so that is 5500. Now due to heavy exercise, we have lost a lot of water in the sweat. The water for sweat comes from where? From the blood, from the lymph, and lymph is getting water from the blood, and blood is getting water from nutrition, what we are having. But nutrition or drinking water is not all the time going on. Matlab, we are not all the time drinking water. So in that case, that water as it decreases, 300 milliliter water is lost here. So the arteries जितना फैलना उतना ही फैलेगा, जितना सिकुड़ना उतना ही सिकुड़ेगा. So what will happen? The blood pressure will fall. And this slight change in the blood pressure is noticed by the hypothalamus. And immediately hypothalamus triggers the pituitary gland to release the hormone called vasopressin or ADH. ADH have two functions. First, it will initiate thirst. आपको प्यास जगा देगा. And if you are feeling thirsty and you drink water, well and good. The water will be maintained within no time, within a very less time into the blood, and the process will be maintained. If it is not so, then the same amount of vasopressin or ADH is also going on to the DCT, and from there it is asking the DCT to absorb more and more water. So you feel thirsty for some time, but the thirst is not continuous for a long time. Why? Because if you drink, body is telling you to drink water, but if you are not drinking because of some reason or other, then the body will maintain its water concentration by some other ways. ठीक है, people can survive without drinking water depending on the season. अगर this normal season now, when neither it is very cold nor it is very warm, you can easily survive 5 to 6 days. But don't take chance. That is the extreme condition when some building collapses or some person is fallen into some pit and all, and nobody is there. So he will have to stay hungry. He will have to stay without water. So we have seen that the people have found surviving even 4 or 5 days without drinking water, not having food. But it depends. Everyone's body chemistry is different, and it further depends on the. Most of the people die because of the mental tension. They think, "Arey, mera to ho gaya khatam kaam," and that negativity only kill you. Okay, now let us see the other system, which is very important. So the entire chapter is important. I have not said any part of this chapter which is not so important. Each and every line of this chapter is important. In compared to all other chapters, this chapter is far more important. Because the chapter is small, but so much of things are added into it. Okay, let us concentrate here. Time to बचा ही नहीं है. I wanted to finish this chapter today, but चलिए, let us see. 5 minutes extra लेंगे, कोई दिक्कत नहीं. Regulation of kidney function, so important. क्या करना है? When the water is less in the body, then all the body cells are taking water from where? From the blood, from the tissue fluid, and the blood water level will decreases, and this will decrease the volume of the blood, and the blood pressure will low. Lowering the blood pressure, first it is send the information to hypothalamus. Hypothalamus send information to pituitary. Pituitary is release the hormone ADH. उससे अकेले की बस की बात नहीं है. नाउ कम्स द सेकेंड रोल. दिस इज यहाँ से यहाँ तक तो जो है ADH का रोल दिया है. दिस यू रीड फ्रॉम द बुक व्हेन यू आर रीडिंग रेगुलेशन ऑफ किडनी. फ्रॉम ईयर टू ईयर इट इज द रोल ऑफ ADH. नाउ कम्स अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, दिस स्मॉल पैराग्राफ, very small paragraph, but it is very important. So much of information are throughout here. See what is written. The JG plays a complex regulatory role. A fall in the glomerular flow or glomerular blood pressure, glomerular filtrate rate, we have seen that is somewhere about 1100 to 1200 milliliter per minute. वहाँ से ये कम हो गया. क्यों कम हो जाएगा? Because the pressure is decreased. When the blood pressure is decreased, naturally the blood is not having that much of force to send the filtrate out. So no sooner that information comes, here comes another kind of cells, that is JG cells, juxtaglobular cells. These juxtaglobular cells कहाँ पर located है? यहाँ पे देखिए ये वाले diagram में. Can you see this diagram? Anyone please notify me. Can you see this diagram?
No.
No. Let me share it again. So stop share and share this diagram. Gone. Share screen and this diagram. So here this is a Bowman's capsule. Now you can see the diagram. No? This is the Bowman's capsule. Here the Bowman's capsule, and you can see this is the neck, PCT and ये Henle's loop, और फिर ये portion जो है DCT का ऊपर आ गया इधर, and it comes in contact with the Bowman's capsule. So I can better showing this diagram. This is the afferent arteriole, this is the efferent arteriole, and this is the DCT, distal tubule. You can see here written distal tubule. So this is the distal tubule. So the place where the distal convoluted tubule comes close to the afferent arteriole, there are special kind of cells accumulated here. Blue color में दिखा रखी है. These blue color cells, these are called JG cells. So what the JG cells will do, as the blood pressure falls, it is intimated or noticed by JGA. What JGA will do? JGA will secrete a hormone called renin. रेनिन क्या करता है? रेनिन ब्लड में ऑलरेडी प्रेजेंट एंजियोटेंसिनोजन को एंजियोटेंसिन में चेंज करेगा, कन्वर्ट्स एंजियोटेंसिनोजन इनटू एंजियोटेंसिन. This is done in the presence of renin. Angiotensin 1 will immediately change into angiotensin 2. Angiotensin when moves onto the adrenal gland. You know where the adrenal gland located? It is located on the kidney. Adrenal hormones 10th chapter में अपन 10th class में अपन ने पढ़ा था. 7th chapter control coordination. Adrenal gland when comes in contact with the angiotensin 2 of the blood, it releases another hormone called aldosterone. It secretes a hormone called aldosterone. Aldosterone has got two functions: rise in the blood pressure and absorption of sodium ions and water, and collectively the volume बढ़ गया है. यहाँ पे ब्लड प्रेशर कैसे बढ़ाया उसने? तो वॉल्यूम सपोज आर्टरी का इतना था तो उसने आर्टरी को नैरो कर दिया बाय कंस्ट्रिक्शन ऑफ द आर्टरीज. So when the arteries have become narrow, the same volume is now enough. ठीक है? Say for example, you got a bucket of 10 liter and 100 milliliter water is lost. So the water will be this much less in the bucket. You want to show that the bucket is full, or you bring another bucket which is small and empty this water, the water will be up to the brim. So the same funda is applied here. Blood is lowered, no. The quantity of water is lower in the blood, so the blood जो इसमें खाली चल रहा था. Now what body has done? It has constricted the arteries. So constriction of arteries will increase the blood pressure. At the same time, it is absorbing more water and minerals. So again the water will be absorbed and it will be added into the blood. So the maintained blood pressure will now start rising. As the blood pressure rises, the rise of the blood pressure is noticed by atrium of heart. Atrium of the heart, and it releases another hormone called anti-nucleatic factor, that is ANF. And what ANF will do? ANF will shut this thing down. So the rise in the blood pressure, will be noticed by you. So this is all total feedback mechanism. You don't even come to know a bit of it, what your body is doing. You don't even come to know you are not drinking water because you are having fast. But the body is losing water. As the body loses water, blood pressure falls. As the blood pressure falls, it is noticed by the GGA. GGA releases a hormone called renin. Renin will convert the angiotensinogen, which is already there in the blood, into angiotensin 1. Angiotensin 1 will soon change into angiotensin 2. When the angiotensin 2 of the blood comes in contact with the adrenal gland, it provokes it to secrete another hormone called aldosterone. Aldosterone does two important functions. It constricts the arteries and raises the blood pressure. At the same time, it provokes the Henle's loop to absorb more and more sodium ions and water. And when more water, again the blood volume will increase and the blood pressure will also increase. And as the blood pressure goes beyond a certain level, it is immediately noticed by the atrium of the heart. And atrium of heart will secrete anti-nucleatic factor, that is ANF, which is again a hormone, and this hormone will work against the renin of GGA, and it will tell GGA enough is enough. We have enough of blood or water in the blood, and the process will again come normal. So this is called renin-angiotensin system, RAS. Okay? So that is important, children. You study it today itself, तो आपके दिमाग में आएंगे, और नहीं तो बाय बाय. Thank you, children. Good day.